Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And we're so excited that you're here tonight with our new camera. We're still figuring things out, but it's a good start, I think.
New camera, new lights, microphones, been balanced. We hope. Who knows?
You never know. If something's going to go wrong, tonight will be the night for this to go wrong. But that's okay because we're going to have fun doing it.
Somebody sing tonight from West Side Story.
There you go. All right. As we start tonight, there is one thing that we have to encourage each and every one of you to do, and that is to go to chocwalk.org/Daps Magic and either join our team, support somebody on the team, join our team as a, sleeping bear, which means you join our team, but you don't actually walk on Sunday, July 21st. But either way, let's come together and make a difference for the Children's Hospital of Orange County and have a lot of fun doing it. We've been doing this for over a decade, and we have a blast every year, and we know it's making a difference. So we hope that you will help us make a difference, and we'll have a great time doing it. Right?
It's also just really fun.
Mm-hmm. That is
it's a really good time.
That is so very true.
So very true.
It is. All right. This afternoon, actually, I should say, was an adventurous afternoon for many thousands of D23 Gold members who hopped online to try to get D23, the ultimate Disney fan event tickets. They went fast. They were gone within 3 hours. And we're just going to say this. We won't get into everything. But you've got a chance tomorrow if you have a Visa card and you're any type of D23 member. And then you'll have another chance on Thursday if you're a D23 member. So free level or gold. So keep it up. What is it? Chin up? That's it.
Chin up.
Chin up. This might work.
It's going to be fine. I will say, though, I walked into this today going, I don't think it's going to be this bad.
That was your fault.
It was.
I
am so sorry.
Yes, it was an adventure. That's for sure. The one thing I will say too, though, is we're getting all of this stress out now because those of you that get tickets for the Honda Center, you're going to know exactly where you're sitting each night. You're going to know, you're not going to have to wait all night or get up ridiculously early in the morning to try to get spots. So
or sleep on tile.
Yeah, it's going to hopefully make things smoother and better, and we won't know till August, but we will continue to cover it, and we will provide updates as they become available, and hopefully we'll see you all at D23. Other fun thing that happened today is we learned about some of the critters that will be seen in Tiana's Bayou adventure, or should I say heard, since they're going to be in a band. We also learned from this what the missing ingredient is.
Oh, we did?
To me, that was the huge story.
What is it?
You didn't read my article.
I read the animal.
It was in the very beginning of the article. It was in the
very beginning?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Music, Katie. They needed a band, which is why they go out and they look for this group, because music was the missing ingredient for the party. No, I'm serious.
It's very cute.
It is. I actually thought that was very charming and made a lot of sense. So we have learned the characters, of some of the characters of this band that Princess Tiana is going to be looking for with her friends. First one is a beaver. How do you say that?
I think it's Bahalia.
Bahalia?
I don't know that.
Bahalia doesn't just build dams, though. She helps build musical instruments using her natural materials from the Bayou. As a strong-willed percussionist, it's safe to say Bahalia is the heartbeat of the band, as well as the natural designer and engineer. So that's the beaver. Then we have Gritty the rabbit. I can say that one kind of.
Widdowing right now.
Always willing to dig a little deeper to help others. Gritty plays the washboard, which will be fun. And it was a found automobile license plate. Yep. With high energy flair. It is the perfect instrument for someone who's often overzealous and digs to relieve her nerves. Bo the opossum. Do you want to read this one?
Sure. Seeing limitless possibilities, no one finds more wonder in the Bayou and the sounds of Zydeco music than Bo. All she knows is beauty, especially on her own. You can find her plucking out the low notes with her upright gourd bass, which of course involves some musical dexterity with her tail.
I'm looking forward to that one. Apollo the raccoon.
Oh, you want to read that too?
Sure, why not?
Sure. Apollo loves transforming abandoned objects into works of musical art, like his squeeze box. He's full of energy and storytelling, especially about the objects he finds in the bayou. He's particularly close with Rufus and appreciates Rufus's calm demeanor.
And Rufus is a turtle, and he may be a turtle, but he's quick to jump into rhythm with his harmonica. He's also the first to join on a new adventure. He's genuine and sincere, but may come across as a little sarcastic at times with his habitual sighing. Rufus loves going on adventures with Apollo. Big surprise there. And who's the last one, Katie?
Looks like it's Timo Leon,
Sure.
the otter.
Sure.
He's the
I'm looking forward
eldest
to this one too.
of his band, but his fiddle playing is inspired by all the kids he spends his time around while in the bayou. When he's not sawing out a jig, he's famous for telling stories of days long ago about his explorations of every corner of the bayou.
Very cool. Which
Very
one's your
cute.
favorite? Just out of curiosity.
Raccoon.
There you go.
I love raccoons.
I'm I will say learning this actually makes me that much more intrigued about this attraction, because music to me is one of the things that really sets Disney apart from other companies. Is they tend to have those catchy songs. They tend to have those magical moments that come from the music. And so I'm looking forward to them leaning into this. And I'm actually really glad that they're going out and looking for musical acts instead of oregano.
If it had been oregano, I think that would have been really embarrassing for everybody.
Or
A carrot
cayenne or carrot.
Yes.
I just think that makes a lot more sense.
We also should have all seen this coming.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to me, once you said it, I was like, oh.
Of course.
Of
That's the
course.
thing. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that's gonna be fun.
I actually think it's looking better and better every time we walk by.
Mhm.
And then the pictures I see in Florida, which if you go to mousesteps.com, they've got fantastic photos and videos of how Tiana's Bayou Adventure is looking out there. And
The flowers are beautiful.
yeah, I am very pleasantly surprised with how it's transforming. And I agree with you completely, Clocky. Wouldn't it be amazing if there was a bear band playing near the bayou as well?
Wouldn't it?
I think, especially Disneyland, like this whole area is becoming kind of a New Orleans bayou
Mhm.
adventure. And I don't know, make Hungry Bear a dinner theater.
You know, there's some bears who maybe used to live around there.
Yeah, bring them back. It'd be fun.
Why not?
Or maybe just bring one back and have him do a solo act, or
Bring
different solo acts.
only
Which one would you choose?
Big Al.
Yeah, I think so too. It's all about Big Al. That would be really funny though. All right. Enough of Tiana. Now we're going to talk about Indiana. And no, I don't mean Indiana Jones. I mean Indiana Daps.
He's kind of Indiana
After a brief
Jones.
hiatus, we have a new IndyCam. We will see how this goes.
Indiana.
And there you go.
He's Airbud. He can play a sport. He's very talented.
Go after the plants on the wall. Yeah.
Well, that's an Easter beagle.
It is an Easter beagle. He's very much into that ball and jumping and prancing around. And
Right now, he's not asleep, but he does know that we're talking about him. So he's like looking at the wall, but he's kind of looking over his shoulder. Hi, baby.
All right, moving back to Disneyland, we learned that the fireworks experience that's going to be for Season of the Force, which comes next Friday, I'm excited for this, is called Fire of the Rising Moons. And there's going to be variations of this apparently with different firework presentations that are happening inside the park, if I'm hearing this right. And you're going to get John Williams music. I'm assuming we're going to get some other music that you'll recognize as well. First off, what do you think of the name?
I think it's really cool. It's a very Star Warsy name for it.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. In fact, at first I didn't get it, and I was sitting there going, "Fire the Rising Moons," and then you're like, "Oh yeah, it's fire at night, and the moons are coming up." Like, it totally makes sense. And I do feel like it's going to be one of those things that you're going to want to watch it from different parts of
Absolutely
Galaxy's Edge. If there were to be one Star Wars musical theme that was included that just has to have, besides the original Star Wars theme, which one do you want?
I'm always going to say Leia's theme.
Oh, okay.
The princess theme. It's,
okay.
I think it's one of the most beautiful Star Wars music ever.
My answer actually surprises me as I was thinking about this. Duel of the Fates.
Oh, that's good.
And normally I would have been like, oh no, I want the Imperial March, or I want, well, the Imperial March. Because honestly, there's nothing I want more than to see Darth Vader or any representation of Darth Vader in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I think it would be amazing and
really
terrifying,
cool.
Especially at night with the reflection on his helmets and
spooky.
Like him walking around. It'd be amazing. But I think Duel of the Fates is very conducive to fireworks.
Big,
like, I just,
and baff. And...
terrifying, loud, it could really, I think, add that emotional touch to it. It will be interesting to see if they use things like Mando theme, Ahsoka, Boba Fett, I guess. I can't actually picture what that was.
Fett.
Maybe even some of the animated, like Clone Wars, Rebels.
I feel like we would have
Bad
to.
Batch. You
Bad
never
Batch.
know. Like, give Kevin Kiner some of his due. I think that would be totally worthwhile. And is there anything else, any others you can think of that would be really cool?
I love Rey's theme.
I feel like that's gonna happen.
I feel like
to
it
me,
should.
that's almost a no-brainer that it has to happen.
Rey is my favorite character theme in the sequel trilogy.
Okay. And I could, now that you've said that, I can imagine them doing the Resistance theme or the X-Wing, that one. I could totally imagine. Probably First Order March, now that I'm thinking about it, has to happen just because of where it's taking place. Like, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But I would really, really, really like to hear the other one.
Duel of the Fates.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and then between...
Oh, and the Cantina.
Between two of us, we covered every trilogy.
I would love to hear the Cantina music. Any of the Cantina music. Because I want the one from Canto Bight.
I want the Lin-Manuel Miranda one.
Yeah, there you go.
I
wonder why they don't use that at
Oga's.
Yeah, at Oga's.
That
would make sense.
I have thought that.
Do you suppose their rights would be too expensive?
Possibly.
I just thought of that. I'm like, I wonder if that one's more expensive because Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote it.
Possibly.
I think it's a distinct possibility. Yeah, I'm very curious about that. I'm curious what will get changed with each one. Will it be just like lining things up to make the music fit better? Because that actually was a concern I had, was knowing that when Season of the Force starts, I believe Wondrous Journeys is still playing. And then you have like a week or something of Mickey's Mixed Magic, which that one could be the most challenging in my world, or my thought.
I see that.
And then you go back to, was it Together Forever? For Pixar Fest, and that one is more of a traditional style, I guess you could say, of a fireworks show. Like, it's closer to the Wondrous Journeys, traditional, Remember Dreams Come True,
Hero's Journey. Yeah,
but more traditional songs too, like that you can probably line up some of the Star Wars stuff a little bit easier than,
for sure,
than Dancing Down Main Street for Mickey's Mixed Magic, which could be that could be the moment where the cantina music gets used.
That is Star Wars Mickey's Dick Magic.
I do feel like we're going to have to now go for every variation. Like every time there's a new fireworks show, we're going to have to go and
Club Star
film,
Wars.
Yeah, film the fireworks in Star Wars or in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but also film out in the park at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can get the side by side of what's happening, and then the individual one in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and then and then the one in the park. It'd be great, right?
It would.
I think that'd be awesome, especially the side by side. I think would be very intriguing. Or maybe you do music from Star Wars while you're playing park next to it, like side by side, but you use the Star Wars music, and then you do side by side, but with the other music.
You're making this really complicated.
So you could get 4 videos out of that. Or you could swap the audio tracks. It's Clocky saying. These are all good ideas. Maybe we'll just do them all. Like that, I think people would love that. Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. How should we cover when Star Wars music is played with the fireworks? It's going to be a blast.
And what combination of ways would you like us to do it? Because we'll do it.
Yes, that is true. All right, moving on over to Disney Plus. We learned today that there's a new documentary coming to Disney Plus, and it's about the Beach Boys. Are you a fan of the Beach Boys, Katie?
I mean, I like the Beach Boys.
You like the Beach
Boys?
There's
nothing wrong with them.
I think it'll be interesting. I do find it fun that Disney is really doing a good job of, I don't know if capturing or carrying on legacy of different artists.
Yeah.
Like they've done the Beatles thing. They've done Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
They've now doing this.
It's preserving history.
It's kind of going back to the first time Bob Iger was CEO of the Walt Disney Company. I really felt like he was setting Disney up to be a legacy company for other people and companies and whatever. So like I always felt that's why George Lucas sold Lucasfilm to Disney, was not just because Disney's a wonderful company. It was because Disney's a steward of history and would protect that legacy. And yes, they would build on that, but I felt like that was always part of that thing. Same with Pixar. I think once they realized it could be that legacy company, it would do the same thing. Same with the Beatles, probably same with Taylor Swift, now that I'm thinking about it, and now the Beach Boys. If there was another singer or band or performer that you would like to see Disney do,
that would never happen.
A docuseries or documentary on, who would you like to see?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay. Even though there's a few of them out there already?
Yeah.
You don't feel like there's one that's comprehensive enough to be like...
No, I just think that Disney would go above and beyond with something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think capture a very interesting story.
Okay. I'm seeing Billy Joel Jack Black in the comments. I actually would like to see solo era of Paul McCartney.
Okay, that'd be really fun.
Because I actually think most of it is, like when you see videos, it's either stuff in the last few years.
So Wings or
well, yes. I want to see basically day one, Beatles are done to today.
Yeah.
And like really go extensively and see Bruce Springsteen. That's another good idea. But yeah, post Beatles, all of them.
That'd be
like
fun.
Really dig into them. George Harrison, Ringo, but get Ringo and Paul McCartney while they're still alive, and you can really capture that story and kind of give that journey that they took. That yes, there's a ton of books out there that are very good that talk about this, but there's not really the same level of media out there where you hear the music and you get introduced to these singers in a different way. And I think that'd be really fun. That's who I would choose. All right. Moving right along. Is that okay?
That was a good talk.
Thanks. I thought so. Another new thing that we learned this week is about Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a new film. They tell us. Someday. Perhaps. If it happens.
If you're lucky.
If we're lucky.
If you close your eyes really tight and you wiggle your nose.
Mm-hmm. But producer Jerry Bruckheimer has indicated that it will be a complete reboot.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I'm seeing, that means no Jack Sparrow, no Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
None of the original characters.
No Will Turner, no Elizabeth Swann.
Yes, all of them.
None of them.
Gone. So here's my question. One, do you think this is a good idea? Or is it whatever? Two, supposedly they're working on a story about a pirate named Anne, which there's some lore that you could do with that. I think that could be interesting. And they're going after hidden treasure. So, you know, maybe this is almost a take on Pirates of the Caribbean meets Treasure Island.
Okay.
But is that, and it'd be female led?
Yes. By Ayo Edebiri, correct?
I believe so, yeah. I didn't know how to say it, but yes.
I love her.
So what do you think of this? And I believe Anne is already in the queue painted on the wall of Pirates of the Caribbean. So they could just update that painting.
Yes. So that was actually where I was going to go first was the Pirates in the queue. There are plenty of stories to tell there. What do they do? What, like, I think that's a very...
They should just work their way around the
kind of what I was thinking.
Do this one next, and then that guy, and then that girl.
And you know the order by where they are in the queue. But anyway, I still have not seen the original Pirates of the Caribbean.
We're going to fix that. That needs to be fixed.
I know. I saw the last one with you in theaters.
Yeah.
It's a 5.
That's something, I guess.
Notoriously the best one.
That's something.
Yeah, it was a movie. So I don't have a lot to compare it to. But I always like when there's movies based on attractions.
Okay, that's fair. I do think Bailey's right. That should be a Daps watch. That'd be a lot of fun. Let's try to figure that out very soon. My question is, so let's say they make this new movie. Let's say it does pretty well. At that point, do you go in and you replace Jack Sparrow with Anne Bonny?
I think that what you should do
or do you mix it up a little bit?
I think you should get rid of all of the references to the movies.
So just go back to the original.
Yep.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
That is what I think.
Maybe an updated original.
Exactly, an updated original. But I don't need references to the movies.
And I would just love to hear the original captain on the pirate ship yelling, you know, from the pirate ship. And because to me, that voice was so iconic.
Yes.
Like that's one of my favorite parts of Remember Dreams Come True is getting to hear that pirate one last time. Well, not one last time, but one more time, I guess, every time it comes out. And in getting that, like there's something magical with some of those old voices just because of how raw they are.
Yeah.
And how like they're just going for it. And maybe part of it is the fact that they didn't have amazing recording technology.
Yeah.
But like you're going through the tunnel and you hear them saying, you know, oh, perhaps he knows too much. He's seen the cursed treasure. He knows where it be hidden. Like those voices are so iconic and terrifying.
I say they're terrifying. They're creepy. They set the tone. And I, as a kid, I was always very scared of Pirates of the Caribbean because of like the skeletons and how like spooky it was. And I do remember, funny enough, pre-movies, I remember that attraction. And that was when I was like really spooked. Like I would be anxiety girlies, you know what I'm talking about. I would have that feeling like the pit of my stomach going through the whole queue. Says a lot about who I am because that was when I was like 5. So haven't changed. But I was always
You're right. We do need to go on Pirates of the Caribbean again. No.
I was always like so creeped out and so whatever. I don't know.
Did you have a favorite pirate even though you were creeped out? Because like a lot of people have like, oh, that's my favorite pirate in the attraction.
I don't, not to be stereotypical, but the redhead.
Okay.
Like I loved
the original redhead that's gone. Okay.
I loved her.
Okay.
We want the redhead. And I'm not saying that to be like controversial. Genuinely, that was
just liked that part. And obviously I like the captain on the ship. And then I also like the guy that's laughing and singing along on the cannon.
That,
on the
I
left,
like that one.
right before you go up the hill.
Yeah.
Like and his laugh is just one of the funniest things ever. And I just liked that back then. I feel like there was a wider range in some ways, and otherwise not, of vocal talent. Like you just heard more different ages, I think.
Sure.
And I think you still do now, just in a different way. Auctioneer is amazing.
Pirate with the Hissing Cats.
Pirate the Hissing Cats is wonderful. But no, like I do think there's just something that captures you and takes you away when you listen to those old voices in Pirates of the Caribbean. And actually, to his credit, Johnny Depp's voice fits in pretty well with that.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Rush's, I don't think, was quite as good for me.
So sorry.
Okay, Old Bill. We said his name. Just
I feel like I'm summoning a curse.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna say it 3 times because I feel like he might show up or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. I also liked the part where they're singing with the animals.
Yeah.
Like, and I just like the whole attraction really. But also the dog with the key, that area is one of my favorites too.
So iconic. No, it's very funny, and that's actually what I love about an attraction so good you can do movies, because it's just that well told of a story, and it's just that interesting. And this was not based off of anything. This was just
somebody's imagination. Well,
created.
Several people's imagination. Yeah. One thing I would love with the new movies is if they use the original score from the attraction as the inspiration for the music for the movie. Like you could build on that so much better. Like you could almost, like if you want everybody to really geek out, you start with like when the credits before, like when it's black before the credits come up, with those trumpets going bum 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 bum. Like everybody knows that, and if you started that and it went into the drum doing the bass line thing, that's the melody, people would geek out. Yeah, it would be spooky. It'd be great. Like lean into it in ways that really aren't selling everything, but also like use that as your foundation and build off that instead of just giving nods. You know, like don't make it just a cliche gift because you can. Like use it in places that are really smart.
Yeah.
And then be restrained with it and build off of it, as opposed to making it a movie full of gimmicks. And I think that could make for a really good thing if we ever even get this movie. Who knows? Anything could happen. We've still got quite a long way to go.
They are just crossing their fingers at this point and kind of hoping for the best.
Yeah, they do have people working on writing it. It sounds like they've got a filmmaker for it. We will see. And we'll cover, maybe at D23.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll hear Pirates news at D23.
That'd be pretty exciting.
Maybe instead of Johnny Depp, it'll be what's her face coming out.
I would be so happy. I would say yes, chef.
Dressed as a pirate.
Yes, chef.
That would be very cool. All right, other things that are very cool, at least we hope, is next week. In fact, 1 week from tonight, Daps Magic will turn 20. Well, not tonight, but during the day. But that is right. On April 2nd, it'll be turning 20. We'll probably do something fun on the show next week. I don't know what it'll be. We will see. But what else we will be doing is we are releasing a new podcast called Daps Magic, the podcast. We worked really hard on that.
About as hard as Geeks Corner?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically. I think I put more thought into this than I did Geeks Corner. But anyway, it will be coming out, the first episode, on April 2nd, 2024. And we have some really fun things planned for it. And if you want to get a taste of what this is going to be, I guess, we do have a promo recording trailer. I guess it's kind of a trailer.
It's an audio trailer.
An audio trailer up on Apple and also on Spotify. So you can go look up Daps Magic, the podcast. You can subscribe. You can give us hopefully good reviews for our really fancy trailer. I am learning how to use ProLogic right now. So we will see how that goes. And anyway, check it out. Let us know what you think. And you can even leave messages there. So if you want, you can leave messages at the end encouraging us or wishing us well or sharing congratulations for 20 years. And we will put that in the end of future podcasts, which I think will be a lot of fun. Maybe even this podcast if we get them in time.
Daps
So
Magic,
feel free to go to the, I think you have to go to the Spotify page for that. I'm not entirely sure. But go check it out. Let us know how you think it's going to be and what you're most looking forward to with it. And we will have it published monthly, I think, to start out with. And it'll be a lot of fun. But it is 9:00, which means it's now time for Geeks Corner Plus. If you have any questions you'd like us to respond to or comments you'd like us to hit, let us know in the comments. And we'll stick around for a couple more minutes. And then we will be dashing away to start getting ready for 20 years of Daps Magic next year. Isn't that right, Katie?
That is so crazy.
It is. But I'm not going to talk too much about what the podcast is. I was going to, and then I realized I shouldn't. But
so proud
restraint is a very good thing.
You're growing.
Or something. You never know. Just once in a while. But yeah, I'm not seeing any comments. So, Katie, what should people do?
You should go to dapsmagic.com. Check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens. Subscribe to our mailing list, which is, I believe, new and improved again.
We're working on it. Yes.
We're working on it. Also find our Patreon. It's a community of great people that all like to have fun.
That is very true. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a lot of videos going up, including new videos of Fat Cat Swinger from Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival, along with a bunch of other stuff that we're continuing to post. And you'll also be able to get the podcast there as well. But that is all the time we have for you this week. So we will see you around the corner.
Bye.